honor to introduce Member of Parliament for Thornhill, Deputy Leader of the Conservative Party of Canada, and true Canadian champion, building bridges, and not only holding our government accountable, but holding elected officials' feet to the fire with passion, integrity, and dedication. Please join me in welcoming Melissa Landsman.
It brings me great pleasure to be here on for the launch of this organization, but it brings me no pleasure to be here on the front steps of Queen's Park because of the rise of anti-Semitism. I'm going to tell you, we read over yesterday, over today about the extermination of the Jewish people, and the story ends like this: we are not going anywhere. It's because of organizations like this, because of all of you, because thank God for our allies like Victoria and Goldie that we are here today, and we are strong, and we are united, and we will never go anywhere. Now, I'm not going to give a big speech because I want those who worked hard to make this happen have all of the time, and it gives me a great pleasure to introduce a powerhouse woman. She is everything and everyone. You know her well. She's a true champion of women's rights, of advocacy, the mastermind and founder of Canadian Women Against Antisemitism, our real-life Queen Esther, here today on Purim afternoon, my dear friend, Esther Mordechai.
I never write speeches, and I stood in front of 30,000 people. And today I had to write a speech because my message is so important that for you to listen to me. I dedicate this event to my father, Esther Mordechai, and to my best friend, Doreen Beno, and to the victims of October 7. My name is Esther, and I'm a Jew. I had no choice to be born a Jew, but I stand here right in front of you as a proud Jew. People who are close to me, they know that I hate being vulnerable and weak. But today, I bear my heart and soul in front of you. In all my weaknesses and vulnerabilities, with the pain and suffering of my people, asking you to stand with me. Canadian Women Against Antisemitism didn't start just yesterday. It's not starting today. It started almost quarter century ago. When I was fighting anti-Semitism alone, I was called names. I was kicked out of community groups. I was blocked by many people simply because, like one wise man said, it's better to be a stand-up Jew than a shtetl Jew. I refuse to remain silent, and I'm standing in front of you today to tell you that anti-Semitism didn't start 6 months ago. In 1996, I was called a kaika. I didn't know what it was. And then in Scarborough, somewhere in Scarborough, a guy waiter spat in my food simply because I was wearing a Star of David. Now we know. But today, I no longer feel alone. Today we officially launched this movement in the face of justice, not only for Jews, but for all those people that are marginalized and subjected to hate. There is no such thing as selective discrimination, no. Together we will raise our voices. In every province across Canada, we will hold lawmakers, law enforcement, and school boards accountable across this country. I have a news for you, perhaps you already, some of you know. When the world said never again after 1948, they lied. They lied. Now we have these people throwing words like colonialism, imperialism, all sorts of bullshit to justify their hate. But then no matter which way they're gonna turn their crooked branch, it's not gonna have a straight shadow. It's pure anti-Semitism under pretenses of attacking our own right to self-determination. Pure racism. Since October, many of you reached out to me for comfort, for sense of community. But guess who I turn to? To my beautiful friend Carolyn. I don't know if she's here today. Who happens to be Irish Catholic. And my best friend Mahmoud, practicing Muslim, who has opened the doors of his restaurant for people to come and enjoy not only the food, give you the comfort as a part of community. I all mixed up all this, but it's okay. I knew I was gonna fuck up somehow. That's okay. You see, I never write speeches. That's why I never write speeches. But you're all so important to me. So important to me. I wanted to do it perfect because I want you to hear me. Not only listen to me, hear me. Many of us, I have marched with Kurds, I have marched with Uyghurs, I have marched with Yazidis, I have marched with Azerbaijanis, Iranians, Asians, blacks, Hindus, all marginalized people. But now, today, I'm calling you to stand with me and with all Jews. As I stand before you on this symbolic day of Purim, me, Esther, and yes, I'm gonna tell you my last name, Mordechai. I plead with you to be the voice of reason. I plead with you to be the voice of wisdom and remind the world that what begins with Jews never ends with the Jews. We cannot cure hate, but we can stand up against apathy and indifference. We can hold lawmakers accountable for allowing democracy to be hijacked by hate, for not allowing our tolerance and freedom of speech to be used as a weapon. Those who are taking advantage of our tolerance, they use our tolerance to tolerate their intolerance. Unacceptable. In my heart, I hear the cries of Jewish women who even now are captured, being gang raped and suffering and enslaved. In my heart, I hear the cries of millions of Jews and men and children slaughtered in death camps, pleading with us to stand strong, defiant against hate. So this brings me to the most important message I have for you. I have my little daughter here. She's 10 years old. She's in elementary school. In 2024, in Canada, my daughter is afraid of the hate that she's witnessing. She's afraid of retaliation against my activism, that I might become target of violence. I moved recently, and I still don't have a mezuzah. You know why? Because this little girl is afraid to have a mezuzah. Today, I beg of you to tell that individual in Ottawa by the name of Justin, this is unacceptable. Remind him. He has a responsibility to ensure that my innocent child feels safe. And promise me that you will assure her that she's safe and we can put a mezuzah on my door. As I look at all of you, at strength and wisdom we have harnessed, I feel a renewed sense of hope for the future, for what we will accomplish together. Today is just the beginning, and never again starts now. There are many people to thank, but I must call special attention to my dearest friend, Honorable Senator Jerry Grafstein, who I love dearly, who made this event possible. Jerry, I didn't tell you this, but I lost my father when I was 8. I felt an orphan. In October, I felt an orphan again, but he took me under my wing. He gave me strength. He gave me koach. I will never forget that. Since you came to my life, everything has changed. You call me your angel, but in fact, you are my angel. You and Carol, every Saturday, invite me to your house, yeah. Every Saturday I try to steal your glasses. I think I stole one. It's right here. But I want a purple one. And he says, when you get married, I'll give you the purple one. I love you. I pray to God you remain in my life happy and healthy 220 years because you have so much purpose in this life. If I have hundreds of juries in this country, I won my battle. There's another person I wanted to thank. Giri Maman, where is he? Giri? Giri Maman! Where are you, Giri? You're my comrade. For 25 years, you and I stood shoulder to shoulder. You have been my strength. I love you. We dragged your beautiful wife to crazy demonstrations. You and I stood on Jihad Day, crying with our flag, which is part of our heart. I love you.
God bless you, Buba.
Few more people I want to thank, and that's it. I know we're on a time limit. I want to thank Michael Moston, my incredible friend, Michael Moston. I want to thank Michael Levitt, Adam Minsky, incredible men like Richard Robinson, who's a director of research and advocacy in B'nai B'rith. I might forget the people that I want to thank, but most of all, I want to thank all these women in the pink. Most of all, I want to thank this ferocious woman who put their lives on a back burner and they supported me. Thank you everyone for coming. It warms my heart. Today, we begin our fight against anti-Semitism, against hate. Thank you everyone for coming. Yashir Koach, Chazaku Baruch, Happy Purim. Let's all be Esther and Mordechai.
Since October 7th, my heart has been broken. But seeing all of you here today, the words of the psalmist is coming through. God mends the brokenhearted. This feels good to see all of you. This is a momentous occasion. We are doing something for the very first time, coming together here at Queen's Park against anti-Semitism, and this moment calls for a Shechianu, the prayer that we say when we do something for the very first time. The prayer in Hebrew goes like this: Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechayanu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen. Thank you, God, Sovereign of the universe, for granting us life, for sustaining us, and bringing us to this sacred moment, coming together on Purim as a community to say, hate has no place in Canada, anti-Semitism has no place in Canada, never again is now, and Am Yisrael Chai.
As a university student at OCAD, I faced harsh cases of anti-Semitism perpetrated by students, faculty, and administration. Anti-Semitism on campus was already an issue, but since October 7th, it has significantly intensified. On February 8th, the anti-Semitic messages on my school stairwell became intolerable, with phrases such as "fuck Zionists," "Israel is a terrorist country," "Jews," "wins the sale," and "Jews, go kill yourself." The environment became unbearable for daily passage. In response, I took it upon myself to paint peaceful messages like "peace is free," "peace starts with you," "our love is stronger than your hate," and "end anti-Semitism." Laura Barkel and I plan an event to cover the anti-Semitic messages and create messages of peace and coexistence. Unfortunately, we received threats to our life and had to cancel the event due to safety concerns. On Monday, February 12th, I received photos of graffiti with death threats targeting me. The staircase of my university was adorned with messages like death, followed by my name, I'm going to kill you, and numerous other attacking and targeting messages. This shattered any semblance of safety or belonging that I once had felt at school. This incident is not isolated. In the past, I had to walk with private security due to a threat from a student prompted by faculty and students organizing a Gaza checkpoint exhibit in response to me distributing kosher for Passover food on campus. I could not tolerate the anti-Semitism in my school any longer. As a result, I've been unable to attend school due to fear for my life. The school's silence is perceived as compliance, going against our own internal policies by ignoring the hate crime. It's become painfully clear that the zero tolerance policy for discrimination on campus applies to everyone except Jews. My case is only one of many. Across universities, anti-Semitism festers, poisoning the minds of future leaders, professionals, and policymakers. These beliefs aren't confined to campus. They permeate our society, threatening the very fabric of inclusivity and progress. This is a new generation of people that are going to enter the workforce with these beliefs. This is not just a current problem. These ideologies are now appropriated within our society, and it's sadly not going anywhere. If administrations are allowing hatred to exist next to our workplaces and so on, what starts on campus will not end on campus. Where do we draw the line? Each of you must assume the responsibility to stand up and fight for your place in society. Fight against intolerance and do not rationalize the anti-Semitism that you face. Ignoring it only perpetuates the cycle. True progress comes when we can coexist and acknowledge everyone as equal. It's time for a return to embracing freedom of religion and beliefs. Let us be the generation that stamps out hatred, that fosters true coexistence, and that builds a future where every individual is valued and respected.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Victoria Mancinelli, and I stand with you today as a woman and as an ally, united in the rise of vile anti-Semitic hatred with a message to Canada and to the world. We are not going anywhere. When they try to silence us, we will speak louder. When they try to attack and manipulate us, when they try to excuse the inexcusable as resistance and attempt to diminish the pain and suffering as Zionist propaganda, we will stand taller and we will continue to fight against the failures of inaction, and fight against any attempts to make the Jewish community feel unsafe or unheard. October 7th and every day that has followed has shown a level of appalling silence by so-called leaders in society. But let's be very clear. There must be no silence or indifference to October 7th and the hate that has followed. It was not an act of resistance. It was a murderous act of barbaric terror inflicted upon innocents by Hamas cowards and their genocidal mission to satisfy their sadistic objective of killing Jews. Hate in our streets is now masked under the disguise of peace, and it is far from that. It is not about calls for a ceasefire, which, by the way, would exist if Hamas would give back our hostages and surrender. It is a targeted campaign to harass and intimidate the Jewish community, as we have seen time and time again. And it's time for our country to wake up, because anti-Semitism is here, it's been here, but our inaction has made it comfortable with little consequence to the vile hatred that threatens our safety, peace, and prosperity. And we know that this would not stand if this was happening to any other community. Just recently, the Jewish Film Festival was canceled in my hometown of Hamilton. Shame. Yep. It was canceled due to threats made by the mob of hate, and yet still, many remain silent. Our moral collapse as a country is on full display. But let me tell you, we are going to rally as a community and make this film festival bigger and stronger than ever. Due to a collective failure to act with any sense of urgency, hate and anti-Semitism have now become comfortable. It has been embedded and emboldened in Canada. We must do everything in our power to stand against it, because I refuse to allow this to become the norm, and I refuse to have my Jewish friends feel unsafe in the country that I call home. Each and every day is an opportunity for us to stand up and speak out, and we must, because your voice matters and silence is not an option. So a message to every elected official who has been silent, and to all those who voted in favor of the NDP motion on Monday evening. A motion that was drenched with disdain for Israel and the Jewish community. You have now proven that you stand for hypocrisy and betrayal. And if you care at all about our country and its future, it's about damn time that you start leading to ensure that history is never again repeated. Your empty words on social media mean absolutely nothing without the action behind them. We do not want political pandering and political theater. We want moral courage, we want leadership, because leaders lead. We do not cower to hate and intimidation. So I stand here with you today to reaffirm my unequivocal support to combating anti-Semitism and hate in all of its forms. Please know that you are not alone. Look around you today. We are united, and I will continue to fight like hell to ensure that you are heard and that hate never prevails.
I want you all to look at the person standing next to you. If you feel comfortable, put your arm around them and show them some love. Because love is the strongest currency that we have to give right now.
Hi, Mira.
Be